Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the 7% Solution. This is Sean in Austin.
This is Josh in Boston.
This is Eric in San Antonio.
And we are here to discuss the Pearl of Death.
When did we decide to tell people where we were from? It's like so
I am getting confused with another podcast that I do. Literally getting confused. So
you do that with another podcast where you actually say, it's Sean from Austin.
Yeah, it's Doctor Who Gives a Fuck. We'd say that.
I want to... Okay, I really need to listen to that podcast.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's right up your alley. It's just...
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Three little middle-aged guys.
All they do is the Seeds of Death every week.
Not Seeds of Death, Seeds of
Doom.
Doom.
Excuse me.
Sorry, that was my fanfic I wrote in high school.
No. The Seeds of Death is a thing.
Yes, it is.
Patrick Troughton last season. But Seeds of Doom is season 13. Conclusion.
So we're going to discuss Pearl of Death. This is the movie episode in the Basil Rathbone.
I think it's the 8th. I think it's the 8th one.
Ninth
one. We're getting towards the end. This is 1944. This is the last 1944 film. And the series only went through 1946.
Yeah, there's only 5 more films with Basil.
Exactly. So, yeah, this one, I think I kind of ragged on this one at the latter part of our Scarlet Claw podcast.
This is not permitted. You cannot rag or praise future films. You can only concentrate on films that we've already covered.
Yeah, Josh was put in the penalty box after we finished recording last time.
Yeah. Sir, that's a bozo no-no.
See, I thought the Pearl of Death was a dating podcast, but apparently it's not.
That's the pearl necklace of death.
Oh, okay. All right. Just checking the pearly things or whatever. Okay.
All right. So,
should we start?
You've all got your legally purchased DVDs or Blu-rays inserted in the machine, and you are ready to press the button. Are we ready, folks?
We are ready.
Eric?
I screwed it up, but now I'm ready again.
Okay. On 1, 3, 2, 1.
Play.
That was confusing.
Universal.
I'm sure we're going to be off because I kind of did it when you said 3, 2, 1, but not the play part. And
that's okay. I didn't really.
Dun 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 dun.
I was excited when I read the credits. First of all, this is based on a story that I actually remember reading. And also, this features an actor that I actually heard of that wasn't Basil Rathbone or Nigel Bruce.
Oh, interesting. So maybe when we see that actor, you can tell me who you're talking about.
I'll tell you who I'm talking about, and then I know a lot about him. Oh, something about him. It's this guy at the end, Rondo Hatton.
Oh, yes, Rondo Hatton. Very, very well-known, rather large actor.
Yeah. This is one of his last films, but we'll get there. 6 Napoleons. I remember reading that story.
Yeah, it's very loosely based. You have the Napoleons, I guess, and you have 6 of them, but that's where it kind of ends.
Go ahead, say it. Who else do we have in the credits here?
Oh, Vera West.
Yes, okay. We can't go without
Vera West with gowns. And I don't know how many gowns we have in this film, but I guess she had in her contract that she's in every one of these Universal B movies.
Here we are. No mention of submarines, please.
we are on it's on a submersible. No, it's on a ship.
HMS Titanic.
By the way, this is the second film that starts on a ship. No, it doesn't start on a ship. Second film that has a ship in it, and the other one we'll see later on. Pursuit to Object.
Well, obviously I've seen this already in preparation because I got excited when I saw this opening, just like I did with the movie that had a train. I think it was Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I got excited because I thought, oh, this is going to be interesting. Like, Sherlock and Watson are going to be on a voyage, and they're going to solve a mystery on the ship.
Eric, you're going to get there, I promise.
I thought maybe you were excited because it reminded you of the film Love Affair from 1939.
Oh,
I love this technology, by the way, where he puts the pearl in the bottom of the suitcase.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that would work in real life. I mean, it would work, but I think
it looks like it's been used a few times, like it's all creased up and stuff like that.
Yeah. Make sure to lock the cabin door.
Yeah, lock it. Oh, is it locked? Yes, it is. We made.
I like how he's like, "Did we get to Dover yet?" And the porter's like, "No." And then 3 minutes later, 15 minutes to Dover. It's like, thanks for telling me, sir. I needed to use the
I wonder where they started from. Did they say? I don't remember whether I know that they were going into Dover.
Could have been the United States.
Yeah, Dover actually is in Massachusetts. There's a Dover, Massachusetts.
No, there's a Dover, England.
Yeah, I know. Every place in England, there's one in Massachusetts. Or anywhere in New England. 15 minutes to Dover.
What's this actress's name? She's in like almost every one.
Evelyn Ankers.
There's Vera West's work, by the way.
Yeah, Vera West's work, definitely. You can see the symmetry, the lines. It's very Vera West.
There's a part of the Love Boat set that is similar to this with the stairs in the cabin.
The Love Boat. Yeah, this is this a better disguise than everything we've seen so far, you guys?
No.
And
it's not. This is okay. First of all, I wonder if audiences in 1944 were fooled because number one, he does it in every movie, so you're expecting it. Number two, they put him in shadow, so it's like, oh, they're hiding something. Number three, they had William Hartnell come in and do the voiceover. It's so obvious.
I'll give you a smack bottom.
No, it's what you need is a jolly good smack bottom. Jolly good. Well, now if you put it that way.
Oh, my roses. I was talking about my roses.
Her hairdo is pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
A bit unique.
Huh? He's just kind of staring.
He's mugging the camera.
He's totally mugging the camera.
He's doing the Kubrick stare.
Oh man.
Yeah, Evelyn Ankers. She was the Miss. What was her name in Voice of Terror? The driver in the Voice of Terror.
Oh right, the female.
Right.
The female valet or driver.
Miss Grandis, or whatever. This is her big role in Sherlock Holmes. Is this one, Pearl of Death?
I don't understand what her plan was before she met him, but was she going to smuggle the pearl out in her camera and just hold her breath and wait and see? Or
no, she was going to find some old dude to hang out with, and he knew that she was going to try to find some old dude to hang out with.
To basically be a mule for her.
Yeah, not just like an old dude, but this guy ended up being a preacher, or not a preacher. I'm using the wrong word.
Yeah, he was a clergyman or something.
Clergyman, yeah. They didn't even talk to me.
She says curmudgeon, actually. You just described me. You're a curmudgeon. They won't check you.
By the way, this guy who's sitting down, he was also in Voice of Terror. He played one of the inner council there. It's funny because the folks who are in the inner council all got demotions as they go through the Sherlock Holmes series.
Oh man, I love how the train station has a buffet. They have refreshments and a buffet.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The message. Why didn't you just put it in your pocket when you go in to get the message and you wouldn't have had an issue?
I don't know.
How did she know where it was hidden?
There's a lot of stuff here that I just don't know.
There's a lot of stuff. In other words, we're caught in the middle of this story, okay?
Yeah.
Like, the story starts well into the stuff you can't explain, and as a result, like, we're dropped in. Like, we're Dumbo dropped into this thing.
I don't mind that, but there's other stuff that happens later on that's a little bit like they're taking more trouble than they really should. And then when it's a pleasant ride, but when you stop and you look back at it, like when you're reviewing it for a commentary, you think, well, that didn't have to be there, you know?
Yeah, and you know, we're about to get to a scene that anyone with any level of intelligence and lack a little bit of narcissism would never have gotten into the problem. Okay, I'm talking something about electricity, but anyway.
Right.
Miles Mander is right there. He was in the previous one, of course, as the Judge Brisson, if I can speak.
The Creeper.
Yeah, the Creeper.
The Creeper. You know what? One of the complaints I have is that if you really like the Creeper, you like Rondo Hatton, we see so precious little of him. And they do that on purpose, but still, like, it feels like you want to see this thing more. And I understand why they did it the way they did it, which is you want to have him be kind of what the end of the story and a reveal at the end, right?
Well, they spend a lot of time talking about him, the Creeper, and then we see, and this is getting ahead of ourselves, but we see his gloved hand, latex gloved hand, caressing her vanity mirror. And then when we see him, he is actually disfigured in real life.
I thought that was his real hand, like it was just not right.
His in the gloves? I don't know if those were his real hands or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure. I mean, anyway, we can talk about it when it happens.
Of note, for some reason, Sherlock has a portrait of Abraham Lincoln without a beard.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I see it.
And here's...
Get rid of the bullet holes that we had seen in so many of previous films.
Here's Watson being an idiot. He does there's something that he does that's so fucking stupid here.
Well, I mean, the stupid is happening all over the place in this
Yes.
this one. Maybe that's why I kind of slagged it off, because you mentioned earlier, like, just putting things in situations where it didn't have to be. Like, and I'll get to more of those as we go, because there are people who die in this story, and perhaps some unnecessarily.
Seeing him comb his hair like that brings me back to the episodes where he had that Bernie Sanders, with hair thing going.
I still like it. I don't
like it.
I still like it.
What is that thing, that you wrap around your neck so that it's the same color as the thing, as what you're putting on?
It's called a bib.
It's like a palette or something.
I mean,
this thing right here that he picks up. Okay, so that's what
slipper.
Yeah. Okay, so in the stories, it would always say he'd take his tobacco from a slipper. I thought it was a pouch of some kind. I didn't think it was a literal slipper.
Yes, Persian
but
slipper.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, is that like a thing, or was that just like Holmes kept his tobacco in a slipper because he didn't have a proper tobacco pouch?
I don't know the genesis of it, but what I do know is that in most stories, he's taking his tobacco out of a Persian slipper. That's common.
Yeah, I don't really... It's like I don't blame Watson, I blame the writers, but putting the pearl in your mouth when it's
probably the last place I would think. I think up my ass would be before I put it in my mouth. I'm serious, man. Like, it's just dumb.
I don't know. I think put it in anywhere on that desk. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
Weird. I just did some research. So I haven't found anything that's a smoking slipper, like, for holding tobacco, but there was such a thing known as tobacco slippers in the 1800s. But they were slippers that you would put on your feet while you went, like, to smoke socially, like, with others. Like, they kind of look like loafers, or like loafers, like house slippers, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of symbolic, maybe. I don't know. I mean, a slipper is a good place to put your... What's wrong?
The scene with the three of them pre-COVID, right there. I'm sorry. Continue with slippers.
No, that's it. So smoking slippers were a thing, but you actually wore them while you were smoking.
So wait, I'm sorry.
And for men as well, by the way.
This guy in the establishing shot that walks by with the beard looks familiar, and I thought that he was going to be somebody, but he's not.
Yep. They do that with extras in this all the time. Jesus. Digby is definitely a name for a guy who runs a museum. And the way this guy looks and acts and operates is exactly who I would expect to run a museum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and did you guys say it was a Persian slipper?
Yes. Yeah, Persian slipper.
I see a cigar company online that sells, like, Persian slipper is the name of one of their tobacco blends that you can purchase.
Eric's going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know. Eric, tell us who the fifth cousin of Charlie Chaplin is, please.
I want to know what the...
Okay.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Look at this highfalutin. Apparently,
guys, 1944 high tech stuff coming.
Yeah, they've never seen Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's a special key that nobody could ever, replicate. It's just a long metal cylinder there.
And this guy, Mr.
Digby,
he wants to prove a point, so he's like, okay.
This is kind of dicky to do that.
It's like I'll just make everybody in the museum fear for their lives for 30 seconds. Look at all the women and children running. Oh my God, we're trapped for the night. What's going on? We're gonna die.
The funny thing is that if you're a smart thief, you just put something in. You put a complete replica right there, and
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
and it wouldn't even be as like